episode 48 of Crab Inc. My name is Alan Predelin, and if you see I'm changing the format of this podcast, there is going to be also a version that is going to go on our podcast management system, but my goal is to actually have more of an interactive system in place, video record. It's going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more organic as far as the progression. It's going to be less planned in a certain way, although it is planned. But I want you to kind of see, and I want you to connect to what I'm doing, and hopefully connect back with me the same way. I love video for classes, for teaching, for everything. Anyway, today's focus is first, right, Christmas. Okay, I have a Christmas drink for here. It's the day after Christmas. It's the 26th of December. Maybe a little spritz, if you don't know what spritz is, but that comes with masterclass. Anyway, the goal today, I wanted to be something a little bit different. Right now, everything is about marketing for the new year. And I caution you on that because I do feel that within our business of martial arts and not just gyms, it is very important to focus a lot more on the product than on the sale, than on the marketing. Most people that have done successful schools think that they have this marketing system that is flawed, and in most cases, honestly, they have a system that is flawed within their walls. And I want us to, and by the way, I consider myself one of them. I know that we do very well, but I know that our weakest part, it's a weak part, I don't know if it's weaker than anybody else, but it's definitely making sure that we have a program that is continuously engaging and that we're able to retain a lot more people than we are, especially since 90% of our students are adults. Having said that, I want to do something a little bit different. We're not going to talk about marketing, we're talking about class management. So within the 360 the 360activenetwork.com website, we're going to upload a series of videos. Some of them will be as far as the management side of the class. I'm trying to stay away from the strictly business, but I want you to understand the connection between what you're doing on the floor and the business sides for sure. Okay, so by the way, again, I'm encouraging you to market for the new year, but make sure that that you are organized in such a way that allows you to even cater to the people that you're trying to receive. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to post on 360activenetwork.com website is going to be 10 things that will make your Maga class better. Now, why is that important? Because that's the elephant in the room. I really feel that most of the schools that are not successful are now looking internally at their classes and trying to bear some of the blame that is to go for these classes. So it's very important that you look at your classes. Now, one thing that I will say, I'm not saying your classes are crap, but I'm saying that a lot of times the program as a whole is not consistent. And in some cases, classes are crap. What I would encourage you on doing is record your classes, record your instructor's classes, and really make sure that you have an after-action review that allows you to truly examine what's going on. Don't look at the instructor, because for so many years, I've seen instructor trainings and so on, really based on the instructor performance, how the instructors behave, and that's obviously important. But I would like you to focus on is why in the shot and actually look at your students' faces. Because if there is no connection, you're going to see it. Our people, as you're going around teaching, kind of spacing out. So today I want to focus more on the classes. So on the Active Network, within the next couple of days, we're going to have 10 things that will make your Krav Maga classes or adult Krav Maga classes better. And by the way, this works for any martial arts system. Okay, let's pick and choose a little bit because I don't want to do all 10 because it's going to take too long. But the first one, especially in January, where you're going to have a surge of people, even just current members coming back and being a little bit refocused, is going to be have a plan. If you don't have a plan, your students won't have a plan. Have a plan. Have a plan of what you want to deliver. Do you want to deliver a little bit more fitness within the classes? Plan for it. Decide when you're going to put it. Are you going to put it at the beginning? Are you going to be at the end? But either way, have a plan and stick with it. Okay? If you do a great class, that is awesome. Keep it in the books and stuff, make it in your notebook and stuff, and make sure that it stays with you. If your classes suck, sometimes it happens, we'll have crappy classes, chug it and never do it again. That is a class never to be repeated. Okay, very important. Connected to that, I'll jump to number 3 because right now I'm not going to do all of them. But another important point of making classes great is on the sparring days, because I highly encourage you, and a lot of time I've done in past podcasts, a lot of talk about the importance of fighting and how we train fighting, is if you plan on sparring, because that's one of the intensity aspect that we are going to push also in January, February, if you're planning on sparring, never have a follow pad training. So I see that all the time. That was actually one of my first Thai boxing instructors, or first serious Muay Thai instructors that I trained with. And I loved it because he had an incredible school in Las Vegas for many years, in which he had, like, I think, 500-600 people at a time in which Thai boxing in the United States wasn't very popular. And one thing that I loved, and he's really thought about this stuff. So, and I agree with him. I see it within my classes. If you're having your students do pads for 30 minutes, in which they're killing the Thai pads, killing the focus mitts, and then you have them going to spar, and guess what? They're gonna carry that, not intensity, but that contact into the sparring. That will make nobody happy. Okay? So my advice would be, if you want to do pads, just put it upside down. For the first sparring, so have them warm up. I usually do a force on force type work, meaning I'll put people in shin pads and gloves and have them drill a certain way so they're getting used to, and progressively they get to sparring. And then if I want to, if I really set on having pad training, then I'll do it towards the end to burn them out. But at that point, it's fine. I want them to go all out. I want to leave nothing in the tank. So that's, I see that all the time with students or with instructors that actually decide to put sparring at the end of the training, and that's when you have more problems with safety, control, people getting hurt, also just injured, because realistically you're pushing your body to the edge when your body is not set for it. Okay, important. Other thing, and that is connected to this one in a way, is drilling. Okay, I want you to feel like you're drilling and not using drills. Very important. Again, if you structure the class and all of a sudden you have a class of very tired people, okay, and at the end of the 60 minutes, 90 minutes, depending on how you're running your classes, you're running a drill. Usually the opportunity for injury, it's a lot greater because you're working out right at the end. It's like doing a marathon, and the last 500 feet, you're deciding to throw a curveball of these people. So it's very important within safety that you're very careful. These classes, I tell you, most of the time when accidents happen within your classes will happen at the end of it. Remember, we have people that sometimes will start in level 1 that haven't trained in decades. And all of a sudden we throw them in the class and we ask him to go super hard, and we push him, go, punch. And I see these drills all the time of everybody still doing. Listen, I get that Krav Maga is a lot of drills, and that was kind of one of the mantras of it, but I call bullshit on it, because I do feel like the people that have really been good, there are a million people that are incredible in Krav Maga, they do not train like that. That is not how they got better. But my problem primarily is if the class is not safe, it's going to be a huge problem. So challenge your class a different way. You want to do a drill of some kind, find the fast way to include it in the early part of the class when people are focused, when people are ready. But if you do it at the end of the class, I'm telling you, that's when most of the time classes will have problems. So there is the last 15 minutes of class in which is going to be a problem. So the way we do it at the school right now, and we started changing a while ago, and that's the way I do it. If I do a self-defense and whatever else, I'll do it at the beginning, and then if I'm doing combatives, I'll do it afterwards. Get away from the usual format of warm-up and stretching and combatives and technique and then drill, because the pace keeps going over here. When you do techniques in most cases, people are very awkward. You see these level 1s punching in a weird way. It gets very dangerous, and they're sloppy, they're tired, they're sweaty. It's just not that good, honestly, okay? So I would say put it upside down. You're still doing the same class, but rearrange those ingredients. You are experienced, you know when these things happen, but I tell you, if you keep a class that is more even throughout, it's gonna completely change it. If you do your warm-up, your a little bit of conditioning, your self-defense, so you're still kind of having a build-up. You're going into self-defense, you're going maybe into a drill if you really have to, but otherwise you go to self-defense, you keep a good repetition, then you go into combatives, you're gonna peak at your 60 minutes, your students will be energized, there's a good progression of the class, it is much safer, it'll be more enjoyable and more predictable. So until next time, check out our new 360 Krav Maga, I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but the 360activenetwork.com website, or Krav Maga University.com. It's a brand new website. It's still being built fully with all the components. The next big thing is going to be that we're going to post all the coaches on there, make sure that everybody is listed, that it's active with their rank, with their certification. Eventually, we're going to expand those profiles to something a bit more. But I want it to be a place where people can kind of actually refer people to and say, hey, look, we're part of 360. If you're going for a place to teach or whatever else, and it kind of gives you some legitimacy. Other thing that it's important, I am booking my 2019. We have a ton of dates. We're working with American Best Defense and Master Paul Garcia. Incredible group of schools. I just can't say enough good things about Paul Garcia. He has incredible systems. I'm working with him. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale teaching a portion of a summit, specifically on fighting and implementing fighting into a higher level of Krav Maga. I'm going to be in Tennessee. I'm going to be in Texas. I'm going to be in Alliance Krav Maga. I'm going to be in Mexico, in Monterrey. It's going to be a great trip, the 23rd and 24th of February. I can't wait to be there. I mean, San Luis Obispo in March. There's just so much going on. It's incredible. The Cayman Islands. I'm going to be in Cayman Island Karate Academy, and that's going to be incredible in the middle of March. So hopefully Europe towards the summer, but I can't wait to see everything we're going to accomplish together. Shoot me an email at alan@360kravmaga.com, 360activenetwork.com, kravmagauniversity.com. Become Active Network. Let's do it together. I can't wait to see you there.